This is a good example of how you actually want sustainability on campuses also be a practical way to train students in sustainability competences. Of course, you hope there are jobs for those as well, but it doesn't make sense that with all the climate change issues and resource issues and the sustainability needs, that there will not be jobs coming up more and more in sustainability. So this is from Bologna, Italy. Pursuing sustainable development in universities is not just a political issue or management issue of the universities. Strategies and action plans are only partially useful if they are not accompanied by concrete actions in teaching, in research, and in the outreach, as well as the development of physical structures that correspond to the principles and criteria of sustainability. So this is about really integrating sustainability practices and implementation, design, prioritizing, etc. into complete education. Many universities made steps in this direction, have made, if you want to be accurate, making green their campuses. It lacked, however, the awareness that the physical structures can affect learning, allowing students to develop skills useful for promoting sustainable lifestyles, and they can become professionals of the future capable of. This English in this book has not been edited at all. This paper aims to highlight the educational function that the University of Bologna has developed through the changes implemented to the plexus structures terracini of the School of Engineering and Architecture. Through a series of interviews with key observers, so students, staff, and faculty, the paper illustrates how, even enhancing the leading role of the students, the campus has become a real living lab in which designing new ideas, testing participation initiatives, and concrete realization of the projects, teaching and dissemination of good practices. Quite bad in the words. So in other words, it's a starting point for the promotion of social, educational, and research on the principles of sustainability. I actually read it and somehow I didn't pay attention to the details of these kind of typos that are in there. I guess I got just fascinated by the content. Just to jump to a few points made in the chapter, the risk, however, that this commitment may lead to a system failure due to the continuing inability to sufficiently adapt to our social and economic systems to their ecological context is very high, especially related to several challenges that the university is asked to face. The need of a wider sustainability interpretation, as well as the responsibilities that every country and every citizen has in its implementation. The need to better communicate sustainability to different nations and to different kind of public to make it understandable and to encourage the involvement of all countries regardless of their economic situation, as requested and underlined by the Agenda 2030. So we're here talking about translating the lessons from Bologna on how to get rest of the countries on this agenda. The need to make sustainability concrete and operational, together with the considerable number of studies and publications, more good practices, projects, and case studies need to be disseminated in order to show what can be done and how. And the main thing to remember is that every question we raise here is a question for the university itself, because they have to innovate, they have to research, they have to come up with solutions and at least make position papers to say what the public sector and the private and the governments have to do to alleviate these gaps or remove these gaps and barriers. Okay, so I want to read this more. The research aims to investigate through a qualitative exploratory research the perception of the potential that participation to the living lab of Terracini in transition has for the university transition towards sustainability, a possible relationship between the participation in the living lab and the development of skills for the creation of the future green office, and sustainability actions at city level, specifying which actions are undertaken. If and how knowledge and skills acquisition can be encouraged by universities' facilities, how much green office participation can increase sustainability in the university's own city. So before preaching to the others, can you demonstrate how sustainable you have become with your own green office participation ideas? The other soft skills that are most likely to be developed through the green office are problem solving competence linked to forecasting, the opportunity to think and try to implement specific projects let you clash with reality, and then you have to meet the technicians and politicians and maybe argue with them, and they ask you to go through long and difficult bureaucratic procedures. In other words, what are the practical problems in the real world in implementing the best of the designs you came up in an academic setting? And you may implement it in the academic setting because you have a protected environment, support from the administration, and maybe resources available in various ways. But what happens when you take these ideas to the real world? Design and project management that pushes to apply the knowledge learned during the lessons in real situations that are closer to the world of work than students' life. So as a teacher, you always advise students to apply the knowledge in real situations, but do you really fully equip them to face the problems of implementing them? Okay. Conclusions. The experience of the Green Office of the University of Bologna described in this paper strongly highlights the importance of the role of education for a campus that wants to define itself as green. So it's not just sustainability education, but it is sustainability education in a living lab on sustainability. This education goes beyond lectures and requires innovative approaches that can guarantee a better understanding of sustainability and how it should be designed in all areas of university life. So university itself has all the sectors as well: buildings, facilities, materials, transportation, waste, food, water, energy, so health. You have to do all that if you want to be fully sustainable. More specifically, as green, you can maybe focus only on the transportation and energy and buildings, but in the end you have to address all sectors. University as a mesocosm of the world itself. What makes the Green Office highly educational experience is that all the participants bring their own life experiences, previous knowledge, skills to make them make the best use and to build new skills. It benefits students. They learn how to design solutions and make the best use of the knowledge learned during their studies. It benefits teachers, which can count on their students' creativity and commitment for the design of new strategies and solutions. So your theories are applied and new solutions are evolved in front of your eyes. It benefits the technical and administrative staff who, working for the growth of the university's sustainability, find themselves, like the students, as main actors of the university community and the creators of change. Oftentimes the university staff and faculty live outside campus, and they take these lessons outside and amplify them in the community they live in. It benefits the whole university in a third mission view, able to go beyond the assumption that innovation is the key, exclusively technology, rediscovering the inevitable social nature, where the dimension of service to the community is the sine qua non condition for everyone's growth. Okay. As a case study, it's strictly related to a specific context and time. It would be necessary to repeat the research longitudinally, so interviewing new students of the Green Office of the University of Bologna in 3 years and in different places, so repeating the study with students from other universities where there is a Green Office. There is a possibility that the enthusiasm about sustainability development is mainly of the teachers that took part in the Green Office and less of the students whose commitment could be just a compliance to the teacher's request and not something they learn and take and implement outside or practice outside, unless they learn it to get a job and they get to practice it in the job. It cannot be excluded that students' empowerment experience about sustainability issues can be limited to Green Office and to the university context and does not transfer into a concrete commitment in their own everyday personal and professional life. Okay, so sine sine qua non. I try to remember how to pronounce it, but I couldn't. Basically, it means an essential condition, a thing that is absolutely necessary, and it is pronounced as. Where is the volume? Do I have volume on?
Sine qua non.
Sine qua non. I'm not sure that's the correct one. Sounds very American. Nonetheless, let me leave it here. We'll come back and move to the next chapter, which is on generating a new idea of public mission for universities, a sustainable communication paradigm for community building. I didn't expect each chapter to take a podcast, but here I am doing just that. So let's see how it goes.